Hey, welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how to put a master power window switch in a 2011 or 2012 Mazda CX-7. So the installation of this window switch really isn't too difficult to do on this vehicle. Now, we have to remove the entire door panel to do it, but for a professional level technician, the labor time on here is about 4/10 of an hour or just under half of an hour to do. Now, if you've never pulled a door panel off, I'd probably expect this to take about an hour's worth of time to do it. Now, another good thing about this job is, besides it not taking a long time, it doesn't really require any special tools or really a lot of tools hardly at all. What we're going to need to do this job are Phillips screwdrivers, one that's a little bit longer and one that's a little bit shorter. We're going to need a 90-degree pick or a small flathead screwdriver. And then I also like to have a trim tool or trim clip removal tool as well to do this job. So why don't we get right into the removal of this door panel? Okay, so step one, we're going to go ahead and use our 90-degree pick here to remove the small plastic cover that's sitting right behind the door handle pull. And this will expose a Phillips screw. Be careful here not to break the clips on here. It's two little plastic clips on the back side. Remove the screw that's holding the door handle pull assembly to the door itself. And then remove the Phillips screw that's holding the armrest assembly to the door itself. Now start to work your way around the door panel and pop out the plastic clips. Usually you can get your fingers behind the door panel. If not, this is where the trim tool or that trim clip removal tool come in handy. Start popping the plastic clips out, working all the way around the door panel until you get all the way to the top. Don't forget to remove this top plastic piece here. This is held on with one clip on the back side as well as a clip that you have to pull up and out on. So with all the clips loose, you pull up to get the panel off of the door, and don't go dropping the door panel at this point because it's held on by all the connectors as well as the mechanical door latch or door handle pieces on the back sides. So we're going to unplug the power door lock switch as well as all the connectors going to our master power window switch. And now it's a choice on if you want to disconnect the mechanical pieces of the door handle pull from the door panel or if you want to take and pop the entire handle assembly from the door panel. So now this door panel's got like some sound insulation material on the back there. I don't like to pull this completely off the door if I don't have to, because chances are it's not going to go back on and stay back on where it needs to be. So this one gives me enough room to get to the Phillips screws to get the switch out. With the panel upside down, we'll start to remove these three Phillips screws using either the longer Phillips screwdriver or the shorter one, whichever your preference. With those Phillips screws pulled out, the power window switch basically falls right out. Make sure you're installing it the right way. This will only go in one way with one screw on one side and two on the other. There's not really any torque value or anything like that on these, just snug. All right, so before putting the door panel back on the door, always make sure that the plastic clips are all attached to the door panel itself. So if there's any stuck in the door still, you'll want to pry those out of the door and get them installed back into the panel. Also make sure all the clips are in good condition still. If they're not, if they're broken, this could lead to door panel rattles in the future for you. Now prior to installing the door panel back on the door, I always prefer to just get the new switch plugged in and make sure that it works like it should. You know, I don't want to go through the extra work of putting everything back together only to find out that I've done something wrong or there's something wrong with the new switch. So plugging in the switch from the bottom side, we'll just flip the ignition on and make sure that all the windows work. With the function verified, we're ready to go ahead and install the door handle pull or door latch release mechanical cables onto the back side of the door panel. Okay, so with everything plugged back into the door panel, the master window switch, all those connectors, the power door lock switch, and those mechanical cables that are going to the handle itself, we're ready to put it back on the door. Starting up at the top, get that door panel lined back up with the door like it should, and then the clips should fit right back into place. Don't force it here. If you have to smash on that door panel to get these clips in place, they're not lined up right, and you'll probably break them trying to reinstall it. The clips should fit back in nice and securely, but not with a lot of excessive force. Now we install the Phillips screw back into that door handle to door assembly and back into our armrest, securing the door panel to the door. And don't forget about the plastic cover that covers that one by the door handle, as well as the plastic cover that sits right above the door panel kind of covering that front pillar piece. Now, even though it seems like we're done with the job, we're not quite finished yet. Because this window switch has an auto up, auto down function, we have to make sure we reinitialize or kind of program it back to the vehicle. So we're gonna go ahead and flip the key on, and we're gonna bring the window all the way up to the top, and then press down on the down button, down to that second detent on there, and hold it down for a few seconds after it's gotten to the bottom. On the same thing on the way back up, we're gonna hold that window switch against the second detent on the way back up, and hold it for a few seconds after it's gotten up to the top. Now it should go auto up and auto down after it's been reinitialized. So not too bad of a job to remove the door panel and change out the Power Master window switch on this CX-7. Again, this is good for a 2011 or 2012 Mazda CX-7. If you guys found the video beneficial, helpful, it helped you get the job done, whatever it may be, please give us that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Make sure to click on that little bell icon there, that way you get a notification when we come out with our next video. If you have any questions, comments, or tips, be sure to drop them in the comments section below. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy wrenching everyone. Thank you.